Hello everybody, welcome back to CuddlesRUs. Today is launch day, and you're probably wondering, where do I find all the good materials? So let's get into it. So now that it's launch day, we can start talking about some of the nitty gritty, and we can get to find out where all these resources are. And you're also going to be finding out where I believe the best base locations will be and why. So first off, we're going to have iron in the Vermillius Gap. That's where we were when the beta happened. All right. We're going to have carbon just north of that. We're going to have also Haga Rift that has carbon as well. We got the shield wall that's going to have aluminum basalt with Oham, and the soul that's going to have Jasminium. Now, you're like, so what do these materials do? All right. So iron and carbon is going to give you steel, right? That's your next tier. That's where you're going to be going next. Aluminum and Jasminium are going to make Dura-Aluminum. The Dura-Aluminum you will need for all the higher level synths. And if you're wondering why I'm not talking about any plastinium, is because you're going to need titanium and stervadium, but that can only be found in the desert. And I'm not talking in the PvE area. I'm talking you have to go deep. I mean deep into the desert to find this stuff. So you may want to be prepared before you start venturing out there. You might want to get some of this stuff done first. So in your playthrough, you're gonna probably get through most of this stuff. Okay, where do I believe that the best locations are gonna be? I'm honestly gonna say Oham. Right, that's Oham, but we're gonna have, like, it's gonna be about right here. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of access right here to Soul, but you also have some aluminum here. Okay, now, is that the best location? Maybe not, but it is a decent location to be at. All right, now you just want to make sure that you're in between aluminum and Jasminium. Now, in Soul, it's nothing but the wasteland. Okay, you're gonna need a rad suit to start going into this place. You do not want to go into this place without a rad suit. You will die before you hit your first patch of Jasminium. Just FYI, just don't. It's gonna be bad for you. You're gonna lose a lot of stuff, and it's gonna suck because you can't get back there. All right. So you want to set up between aluminum and Jasminium. So anywhere in here, in the shield wall, Oham, and Soul, there are a couple of base locations that you can possibly pick in leading up. So you'll have islands right here that you can set up to. These islands we got to see in their base building stuff that they put out. We got to see this little bit of area. They actually built right here. This is where they built in that area. Now, that's a great place to build, but you do have to be mindful that you're going to have to go north and south for both of your resources. Okay, so you will, by the time you get to this spot, you will have an Ornithopter, but I'm going to let you know right now, the buggy is key when it comes to mining. It's just hands down, it's going to be better so much. The weight limit on the buggies are massive, so you want to make sure that if you go up here, you're getting all your stuff, and you're coming back down, and then you can go right into Soul and start farming. But these are the areas that you want to be at. Okay? Now, some people like to build right here. Now, in all, this is probably one of the better base locations due to the fact that you are sitting right next to carbon. Right next to carbon. You're sitting right next to iron. You're sitting right next to aluminum. And you're sitting right next to soul. Because soul you can actually get to right here. You can actually make this trek. Your buggy will make it. It's not that big of a deal. So for your base, your main base location, it is actually very good. Okay, because you have access to everything. And if you looked at my other video about wind traps and turbines and things that you got to know before launch, it's going to go over the wind traps. Okay, and those are crucial to your survival in Dune. Just the passive water regeneration, like it no longer becomes a survival game. It becomes more of a looter shooter when you have all of your water just being generated passively. It makes your life so much easier to make sure that you're building enough water facilities to sustain yourself. Now, I do think that if you're doing a base with multiple people, you need about a 1 milliliter or 1 mil of water per person. Okay, this is going to keep you fully funded while you're building stuff, and the passive water regeneration is going to really hold tight for you. All right, that's if you're running the large wind traps, you shouldn't have really that much of an issue. If you're running the small ones, you will have to add more, but you know, that's a different time. Now, we can actually get some of the other stuff, like, because we're going to need to make Cobalt Paste. And to make Cobalt Paste, you're going to need etherite in the Haga Rift. This material, you're going to need a lot of it. You're going to be stuck at a point where you're going to be making runs to this location and you're going to need a lot of it. So I recommend most people to build a base somewhere in here. Okay, you got Pinnacle Station is going to be like right here. Okay, and then the Pinnacle Station will give you quick access to the Haga Rift, which will then give you access to all the mining sites, which have a ton of etherite. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If not, leave it in a comment below. I'll take a dictionary lesson, I guess. But with that said, I would be setting up your second base somewhere in here. Okay, set up your second base somewhere in here. So that does mean that like you can move this base over, but I would be trying to set up a base over here because you're gonna need a lot of steel. The shields and stuff like that are going to require a lot of shields, so keep that in mind. But with that said, those are the base locations that I think you should focus on. I mean, unless you want to go unless you want to get closer to the shield wall, because once you get your Ornithopter, you're gonna have to hit the shield wall right here. It's all the perimeter of the Haga Basin. So anytime that you fly to any edge of the map, no matter where you're at, you'll be able to reach the deep desert or get to the overland map. Okay, so if you're like me and I want to go out and do a lot of that PvP, and I want to make sure that my trek from deep desert in the Haga Basin is very short, like me personally, okay, like this is gonna be a hot take. You either want to be here, you want to be up here, over here. Can't be right here. Atreides is right there. Down here or here. Well, you can get up here, but there's also a PvP zone right here, so you can fly directly north. And these are gonna be your best bet for aluminum. The only issue with these bases, right? There's a wall right here. Okay? And you have to, there's only one path in and one path out. So you're gonna have to make a long trek to come down to Seoul to get Jasminium. But I digress. So those are the couple of the base locations that I believe that you should probably focus on. All right. If you're early game, focus here, because then you can access everything right out the gate. If you're doing like a guild thing, like it's perfect for you. All right. If you're a solo player, you're taking it slow, start over here. Start with Aetheryte, and you'll be fine. Right? You'll make your way through the game, set up your second base, you know, whenever you get an opportunity, come down here, up here, anywhere you want, like when you find space, it's going to be king. All right. There is one thing that I will say. If you're looking to make an Ornithopter, and this is a little tidbit for the people that made it to the end of this video, to find all the pieces to make an Ornithopter is right here. Okay, if you want to make an Ornithopter, this is where you get the materials to make it. Your first one, your last one, it doesn't matter. They all require scrap, diamond, and carbon. So that's where you get it. All right, there's nowhere else in the game to get it other than there. Or you can buy it from a merchant, but that's because you made it to the end of this video. But with that said, I hope you guys have a great day, night, whatever it might be. But I hope you're enjoying Dune Awakening, and you can catch me on stream. I'll see you in Arrakis.